Welcome back, everybody. Level M Diecast, bringing you something definitely different today. Today we're going to talk about airplanes, diecast airplanes specifically. This may be a niche for most of you guys. If you've seen my walkthroughs of my collection, I do collect some diecast planes. Not everything, mainly just military planes. Today we are going to be talking about Rochamps. Their Flyers series. There are tons of them. I picked up about 2 dozen or so. So we're just going to roll through these. Each one has a little bit of details on the bottom. This is the AH-64A Apache. There is some text about it, a little tidbit. This is pretty cool piece. It is all diecast with a plastic on the rotor blades, of course, in United States Army deco. You know, it's Rochamps. It's not the greatest quality. The blades do rotate, although they don't rotate very well. Definitely more for a display piece. It's pretty detailed for what it is, for sure. This guy just in this green, you know, not camo, but just army green color. Pretty simple tampos, but a lot of good detail on it. Looks pretty good. This is the only helicopter that I picked up. The helicopters are not as common as the planes. And we're going to crack these open as we go. So just bear with me just a little bit. So we're going to take him off of there. Next one we're going to take a look at. This is the 747 presidential airplane. Another detail right there. This is Air Force One. Get him out of the blister real quick. Again, this guy is solid diecast. Takes up the whole rotator guy. Now, yes, I know this is not military aircraft, but it's technically a military aircraft. It is operated by the United States Air Force. These Rochamp ones are pretty detailed. The landing gear looks pretty good on them. There are definitely more of a display than a play piece. They definitely weren't designed to be played with, but they were cool nonetheless. These were more aimed towards collectors a little bit. This is decoed up. Looks pretty good. It's all prints on there except for a couple stickers on the wings. I like it. Definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. Rolling through here. Get the next one. Take this guy off. In case you guys were wondering, there is the landing gear on there. Looks pretty good. Again, all metal. All metal. Next guy we're going to take a look at. This is the Orbital Space Shuttle. First flight, 11/12/1981. Pretty sweet. I actually didn't have a Rochamps Space Shuttle, so pretty happy with this pickup. There's a couple of, these are a couple of different releases, guys. So when we look through these, this is not like a complete set or anything. This is a couple different series of releases. So in case you guys were wondering, but I do like this one. Looks pretty good. This is Atlantis, Space Shuttle Atlantis. Tampos look good. Landing gear looks pretty good. Definitely a nice display piece for sure. Even the little cowl covers on the back here, those are metal. This is good quality stuff back in the day. They don't quite make stuff, definitely not as detailed as this nowadays. We're going to definitely get into some serious military aircraft now. We're going to start with a F-18. A little bit of detail there. Talking about Mr. Eisenhower. Throw this guy down on here. This is a very slender fit one. It's a matte gray finish. Looks absolutely fantastic. Great details on the side. All the U.S. Air Force striping on the side looks good. It says Dwight D. Eisenhower on the side. I really like this one a lot. This one's pretty sweet. Again, that landing gear looking fantastic. As always. Some good stuff. I like the colored nose cone too. It's pretty sweet. Does have some ordnance on the bottom. Not a whole lot of ordnance, but a little bit of ordnance. It is kind of sort of, I mean, it is still a toy system, you know what I mean? Next one, we're going to take a look at F-14A. Top Hat's oldest squadron, says founded 1919. Pretty long time ago. Like this one. This one has stickers on the front. That gang snack, that's stickers, and then there's print on the wing, or on the tail rudders, I guess you could call them. The dual afterburners on there, double wings. It's a pretty nice piece. Now, these don't have functional wings. I believe the F-14 is the one that has the folding wings. But these don't have any moving features, so they don't do anything like that. And they're not really designed for that. Again, they're not even really designed to be played with. But this one looks fantastic. I really like this one a lot. John F. Kennedy there on the back. Pretty sweet. This one has a little bit of ordnance on it as well. A little bit more ordnance. Quite a bit of ordnance, actually. 6 missiles for you. All right, here's a pretty cool one. SR-71. This also has a drone on the top of it with it. That loose car haul I just did was talking about, having drones and stuff on them. This one is one of the ones I was talking about. This one is decoed up with NASA Deco test flight. The drone on the top is pretty basic. It's just plastic, but the plane itself is all matte black. Looks pretty good. It's nice and sizable. Looks pretty big. One of the issues they had with these castings back in the day is these insert pieces for the fronts of the afterburner motors are plastic, and they just kind of poke in there, and they tend to fall out. So if you ever get one of these, just be aware that it could potentially fall out. So when you're cracking it out of the blister, just pay attention. The drone on the top is attached permanently, not meant to come off. And then there is just some deets on the bottom. Nothing fancy. Everything's made in China, in case you're wondering. China, China, China. All right, F-16. More little tidbits here. This one looks pretty good because it's two-toned. I like the checkered on the top of the tail rudder. Talking about guys from Syracuse. I'm sure this is some something with this particular deco. I may collect military aircraft, but if there's special editions or something that they did for certain shows or whatnot, I'd have no idea. I have no idea. This one, I like the two-tone. It's got huge ordnance on the side, just enormous, just massive, massive bombs on the side. Got Brent Richardson, Colonel Brent Richardson on the canopy, next to the canopy there, so it's pretty cool. Again, giant ordnance. Giant ordnance. And again, these are all metal, guys, so, when we're seeing these, it is all 100% metal. It's not cheap stuff. All right, F-111, Tripoli Troubleshooter. This one is the Royal Air Force. This one is pretty cool. I like this one. This one is camoed up in green and brown, looking fantastic. I like the yellow strip at the top. It is dual engines, which is something that you wouldn't think it was, just looking at it from kind of the outside, I guess you could say. Outside in. LN on the tail rudder as well. Let's get the next one ready. Taking a look at the base deets. This guy does not have any ordnance on the bottom. So I knocked the rotator guy a little bit. I apologize for that. All right, next one we're going to take a look at. This is another SR-71 Blackbird. This has the drone on the top. Same one we just looked at. However, this guy is in a completely different deco. Very, very different deco. In silver and black. It's all stickered up. There are the details on all the fins and the tail rudders and all that stuff back there are all stickers. The silver and the black is all print. I do like that. Looks pretty good. Obviously, this is not at least to my knowledge, this is not an actual, sorry about that, actual deco that was flown. But it may have been a show plane or something to that effect. So, we'll see. All right, next one we're going to take a look at. This is the F-16 fighter. painted in colors of the U.S. Air Force acrobatic team, the Thunderbirds. This one is very different. It's very, very, very different. And you can tell it's very different. But I like the difference here. It's not all just hardcore military, you know, beat down your neck kind of stuff. This one looks pretty good. It's a show plane, so, you know, the colors got to be a little flashy because that's their whole purpose. It's kind of interesting that they kept the ordnance on there. That's not something that would fly around on an air show equipped with ordnance. Could be potentially, you know, just empty ordnance, but it's interesting. I don't think it quite fits. Doesn't quite fit in my opinion, but that's okay. Another F-14. This is the B Tomcat. Prototype was used for a bunch of programs powered by Whitney 401 engines. I really like this one. This one's got quite a bit of stickers on it. But this one looks pretty cool in the red and the white. Again, these are heavy weights, guys. I keep telling you that. These are solid metal. Solid metal. Very, very high quality stuff. The only thing that they lack on these is the print quality and the fact that there's stickers on them. And it's, you know, in my opinion, thinking about somebody sitting there in a factory putting a sticker on these has got to be extremely labor intensive, but labor was a lot cheaper back in the day. Whether that's a good or bad thing, who knows. But this one looks pretty good. A lot of details on the bottom here. It does have navy, some more winglets on the bottom. And, of course, more ordnance and stuff like that. Looks pretty good. We've already seen that particular plane once, or at least the F-14. We're going to take a look at another F-11, F-111, fighter bomber of the U.S. Air Force tactical unit. This is the same one we saw with that camo green and brown, except for this is now in a more traditional type of deco. Got a big DX1 on the tail rudder. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I like the camo one better. I think the camo one looked way, way better. Definitely better than this one. But this one looks okay. It's a really light gray, which looks pretty good. The next one, though, next one's going to be pretty lit. This is the F-14A Tomcat, VF-84 Jolly Rogers, Pratt & Whitney engines as well. But what the cool thing about this one is, this one has the coolest deco of everything we've looked at so far. Look at that. Look at that. Skull and crossbones on the tail fins, striped down by the cockpit, tons of detail. Yes, they're stickers, but they look good. You got your dual wings on there, black. It's like 3 different colors on here. Just looks so good. This one looks so good. Really like this one. Definitely one of my favorite ones. This one is just really spot on. This one is, you know, kind of what you'd more expect if it to be a legitimate display piece. Obviously, these are meant to be toys, but at the same time meant to be display pieces. Again, all the ordnance on the bottom. Got the stickers there. Looks pretty good. I really like it. Looks good. Definitely the best deco of everything we've seen thus far. Yep, don't you worry. F-18 Hornet, Blue Angels. Of course we have the Blue Angels. One of the most recognizable decos for any plane in the military. Because the Blue Angels have been performing for quite some time. Pretty much every air show you go to, you will see the Blue Angels for the most part. This one looks pretty good. As soon as we get them to rotate a couple times, you'll see there is quite a bit of deco, sticker deco underneath it. So it looks pretty good. Now, I know I rag on the stickers, but the stickers actually really make it look good. Really make it look, you know, presentable, I guess you could say. The sticker on the bottom there looks pretty good. Even says United States Navy underneath the wings. So this guy still has one piece of ordnance on there, but it could just be for show. You know, literally for show. We got another F-18 Hornet. This is high-tech Navy super fighter. This one is pretty cool. It is in two-tone grays, camo. So this is the same plane we just looked at with completely different deco on it. You went from a show to a military fighter, just like that. Snap of a finger. This one is pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the sticker on the tail wings there in the yellow. Now we're going to be getting into prop planes because we still did, you know, we still have way old school from back in the day. Like I said, I do military planes, so there's quite a bit of them. So the prop planes may take a little bit to get ready because the props are a little bent on them. Not bad, but a little bit. First one we're going to take a look at, this is the F4U. F4U, painted in the United States Marine deco. So this guy is super iconic, World War II. Looks absolutely fantastic. You can see that the props, the blades on the prop are a little bit crooked, just a little bit. So I got to kind of fix those as I pull them out of the package. Packages aren't the best for holding up the weight of them. I really like this. Military aircraft is my favorite. I know we've looked at a lot of more modern stuff, but the World War II stuff is really where I personally get a kick out of collecting this stuff. I have a lot of very high-end planes, die-cast stuff that I've collected over the years that I've gotten pretty good deals on. Very expensive planes. A lot of Corgis and stuff like that. And I have those in my display case, and just super happy to add more to the display case. And of course, the prop does move. And then he has one giant bomb on the bottom, which is a pretty common piece here. The machine guns are integrated into the front of it, so they do exist. P-47 Thunderbolt, a little friend painted in markings of the famed 56th Fighter Group, Halesworth, England. This one looks especially nice. This is very iconic World War II. Silver with some red markings. Little friend has some swastikas on there to indicate it has downed some Nazis. So it's not, it happens. It's just the way it works. That's why they're on the one side of the plane, not both sides. So it shows that he has taken them down. He's on his way to being a fighter ace. I do like this one. This one's pretty good. He does have more ordnance on the bottom than the last one did. A couple bombs on the wings look pretty good. The landing gear looks pretty good as well. Again, solid metal. Solid metal. P-51 Mustang. This video just wouldn't be complete if we didn't do P-51 Mustang. This is in the colors of one of the Tuskegee Airmen, which is a very, very nice touch. This one is held in with a piece of, I guess you could say, that stuff that they tied down, high-end stuff with. This one's tied down because of the prop. I do apologize. Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. Didn't realize this one was so in there. P-51 Mustang, one of the most iconic fighters of all of World War II. Not the most, but one of the most iconic. We still have some more to go. This one is like premium deco style. This one has a lot of extra deco on it. These are not stickers. These are prints, which is very good. It's kind of weird. Some of these have stickers. Some of these have prints. A little all over the place. This guy has no stickers. He's just prints, which is interesting. I'm not sure how they determine what gets what, but that's what this guy got. I really like this version a lot. And P-51 Mustang is just a fantastic plane. A couple pieces of ordnance. I especially like the deco underneath the wing. Even has all that detail in there where the landing gear would fold into. Just ridiculous detail. Ridiculously good detail. Man. Sometimes I forget how good Rochamp stuff really was. All right, we got another F4U Corsair. This is for a Congressional Medal of Honor winner. Happy Boynton legendary fighter ace there. This guy is in blue. Like a light blue. Does have some checkered decos on it. It is a sticker around the front end. With a little bit of a bent prop up there. We'll have to warm that up a little bit, try to bend them out. This part is printed. So I think what I've realized, except for the Mustang, for the most part, flat parts usually get prints sometimes, but the more difficult, shapes or whatever tend to get stickers. It's weird. Really doesn't make any sense to me. Just really doesn't make any sense, but there's no sense in trying to decoding it because Road Champs doesn't exist anymore. And maybe there's a reason for that. Even though they made really good stuff back in the day. One single bomb. Same as the other one, since we've already seen the Corsair. All right, we're going to get in a couple bigger planes here. B-17, Sally Ann American Bomber. I really like this one. Bassingbourn, England. This is quad rotor. This guy is almost all stickers. Actually, it is all stickers. It's all stickers. Everything you see that's tampoed up, decoed up, or whatever, it's just stickers. The whole thing is stickers. It's a matte green. Looks pretty good. The stickers are extremely bright. Extremely bright. Way brighter than what you see on the camera. But there you go with those fantastic 4 props. Obviously, these planes are not scaled to each other. There's just no way. There's just no way to do that. But this guy looks pretty good. Like the porthole at the top. Looks pretty good. And of course, just the deco looks fantastic. Just a good piece. It's military stuff. Bombers carried their payload inside, so he's not going to have any exposed ordnance to take a look at. All right. Douglas C-47. D-Day. This is a Normandy guy. This is a big deal. This guy is very nicely tampoed up. He has an extremely wide wingspan. Just enormously wide wingspan. It's almost wider than the rotator. Actually, it's wider than the rotator guy. This guy looks pretty good, though. Again, it's just kind of a mixed up of tampo versus stickers. The black and white striping is all tampo. That D8 on the side by the cockpit is tampo as well. However, the Air Force logo there on the tail section there, that's a sticker stuck on. So it's almost like they couldn't do the decal or do that logo with the striping. So kind of a mixture, I guess you could say. Ooh. Getting the next one ready. Again, no ordnance on the bottom, but still all the same details, all the striping, except for the giant made in China. I'm pretty sure that it didn't say made in China when it was flying over France. P-38J Lightning. This one is pretty cool. Aces of Aces in Southwest Pacific towards the later parts of World War II. This is that funky twin prop, twin blade. Very unique plane. Sits very uniquely as well. Very high up on the ground. Very large props. They do spin. Looks pretty good. The brown that you see is tampoed up. That sticker there in the middle there is a sticker. The red tips are all decoed up as print. This guy's pretty heavy duty. Got some giant ordnance there in between. Looking okay. I like the landing gear. The landing gear just really brings the effect of what you're trying to look at. It sits up high just like the real one did. That's one good thing I liked about Road Champs is like their landing gear for all these planes were for the plane. That was part of the casting. It wasn't like they were making generic landing gear for everything like they do nowadays with certain planes. Deets on the bottom. Looks pretty fancy. All right, B-29 Super Fortress. This is the money plane. I should have saved this guy for last. We got one more after this, but I should have saved this for last. This one, like I said, this is the absolute workhorse of World War II. Enormous plane, enormously wide wingspan, enormous payload. Very, probably the most iconic bomber there ever was. I really like this one. Nice, slender. It's an enormous plane, so this one is very small scale compared to everything else we've looked at. Just the enormous wingspan. It's a very, very straight wing too. Just a very awesome looking plane. It was a very huge technological advance in the 40s. I really like this one. Especially with the glass nose cone. It's just cool. It's just cool. Of course, those all spin and rotate. There is the Dietz on the bottom. Still has the Air Force logos on the bottom with your giant made in China. Because it's all made in China. All right, this is the last one. This is the B-25 Mitchell. Panchito markings of B-25 owned by the National War Plane Museum. So I don't believe that this one actually flew in the deco we are going to see. But it does exist in this deco in real life. This one looks good in silver. You know, we like silver. Silver is always a good color. Nothing wrong with this one at all. Everything you see on there is a sticker, though. I mean, it's all stickers. But it looks okay. It looks okay. This is an interesting plane. It kind of had like this dual cockpit setup. You still had your porthole on the top. It was a relatively large plane. It certainly wasn't as big as a B-29, but it was a pretty decent plane. I'm not familiar with this particular plane. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have a B-25 at all. This might be my first B-25. So I'll need to look in some information on that. Maybe educate myself. But there we go. That is a new haul of diecast planes I just picked up. They are all Rochamps flyers. Picked them up over the weekend. Got a pretty good deal on them. And very happy to add these to the collection. And now I just need to find space for them. There's just not space. So anyways, there we go. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if you guys like planes. Let me know if you like that military kind of stuff. Curious to see what you like and don't like about it. But anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. We're going to fly out of here. Level 'em, diecast. Peace.